Hello there, world of tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Droodles Blitz, and in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the IS-4. We're going to be doing an in-depth guide on how to master this tank. I got a bunch of replays lined up from my 3-marking live stream earlier today, and I may have lost a few brain cells, but we did have some overall really good battles. With that being said, what happened to the IS-4 in the latest update of the game? Well, the vehicle went from 2,450 health to 2,650. That's a big buff. I mean, that's 200 health. Not only that, it gained pen. Its AP got 6mm buffed, its heat got 10mm buffed, and the HE got a 3mm buff. Now, you might think, wow, that's huge. Well, there were some downsides. First of all, the reload time got about a second worse. The aiming time got about a second worse. And its engine power got quite a bit worse, going from 870 to 700. Its top speed also went from 44 to 38. So there were also big nerfs. But the actual armor of the IS-4, well, as we can see, it got pretty substantially buffed. The upper plate went from 150 to 160. It's not like a massive change, but it's enough that it now forces people to load gold to pen your upper plate. The lower plate went from 130 to 150. That as well, pretty big buff, although the lower plate's still a pen at basically any angle. The sides definitely got the biggest buff. The side armor got huge buffs. The green part was the weakest, going from 80 to 100. That's pretty big, but it's even more big when you see the sides here going from 124 and 126 to 160 millimeters, making the IS-4 one of the most insane side-scraping vehicles in the game. That is crazy. So yeah, the IS-4 is just a beast at side-scraping now. Not only that, but we can also see the turret got a little bit of a buff on the outer back part, going from 170 to 190. In general, yeah, the IS-4 kind of just got a heck of a lot stronger. It's the old IS-4 that everybody loves, and it's back. And how does it play? Well, today I played about 60 games in the tank. Well, not today in total, but I think I played about 40 games in the tank today. And out of those 40 games, we have 9 aces to show you. So we're going to start off with Hellas and make our way through these games, share my experience, and whether or not this is a tank you should get your hands on. But I'll be real, yeah, it is. The IS-4 is incredibly good. It's so fun to drive. First of all, it still kept its super speed boost, which is a blessing and a curse at the same time. It's nice because it allows you to get up to speed really quick, right? This tank is a top speed of 38, but you can see here we're already going 37, 38, 40, 41. Like, this thing is still pretty quick, especially on hard terrain. Its power to weight got nerfed, but its actual terrain resistances did not. Sorry, it's late at night. My brain's dying a little bit. But yeah, the resistances of this vehicle are still the same. And what that means is that it can get into position pretty fast when you use that speed boost. And it's kind of got like a glimpse of the mobile IS-4 paired with the really, really heavily armored IS-4 that we're currently using. And then the gun's pen, oh my god, it's so nice. Being able to just butter through everything. The Atlas, which was just added into the game, is obviously an incredibly challenging tank to cut through. And, well, the IS-4 just butters right through it. I don't know if there's any games where we go up against the Atlas, but it's just really nice to be able to get that capability. So what we're going to do here is we're going to move in. He's handing me a mouse in front of me. We get a bounce. Okay. Not bad. Let's move up a little bit more. We got the E100, which we get a easy 435 damage shell into. And we just chill here. This is kind of like the best spot to use an IS-4. Now, the C100 drives out into the open. Actually gets an angle on my upper plate. I'm really surprised the E100 had my upper plate exposed to that level. But I guess just the way they were angled, they did. But that's fine. We got the mouse. And the thing is, you got so much health in this tank, right? I got 2,650 here. I actually think I swapped to extra HP because I wasn't really getting too many bounces. So I just said, screw it. I'll just run extra HP. And that's what I stuck with through the rest of the stream. But yeah, the thing is, with the IS-4, you don't really care when you get shot. Like, that E100 shoots me for 600, but now he's dead. And the mouse is the exact same example. Every time I shoot the mouse, they can shoot me back, but because my tank has such more reliable armor than that mouse, it's kind of silly. You know, the mouse is supposed to be the most heavily armored tank in tier 10, and yet my tank's armor just completely beats the mouse. So that Sheridan was aiming in on me, but obviously I didn't want the Sheridan to hit me, so I backed up to a position where they couldn't. Mouse thought twice about poking. They were like, maybe it's not a good idea to poke. Well, I'm going to move up. We're aiming on the mouse's upper plate. Yeah, that's where the gold pen, again, is so stupid on this thing. Well, we put on my adrenaline, And now we're going to get to the side of the mouse. And there's one pen. When the IS-4 gets to the side of a tank, they're just kind of screwed. Because the thing is, most tanks have turret weak points, right? When you think of most tier 10 heavies, they usually have a hatch, or they have some sort of area you can pen them, even when they're hauled down. The VZ-55 has a hatch. The 60 TP has a hatch, albeit a hard one to hit, but it does have a hatch. The concept, pretty dang impossible to pen, but because of that, it has bad hull armor. But the IS-4, it doesn't have a hatch, and that's its big advantage over something like the Type 71. Type 71 definitely has the hull armor advantage still, but the hatch of the IS-4 is non-existent. And what that means is when you're using this thing in either a face hug or you're using it in a hull down situation, it's basically impossible to pen the IS-4. Like, yeah, you can hit it in the roof every now and then and pen it. And there are some weak points on the turret, which if you pixel snipe, you can pen. But in general, the IS-4 is arguably one of the hardest turrets to cut through. Easily. It is just such a reliable turret. And as I said, because of that, it allows this thing to dominate when you're able to hide that hull. So we're already up to 4,500 damage in this game. We're going to roll around this corner here. You can definitely see the mobility quite a bit less on this tank, but it's not bad mobility. It's just not good mobility. So the Sheridan rolls around, rams the enemy Sheridan, and gets the kill. But hey, I can't get mad. 4 kills, 5,004 damage. I don't think we get any more damage out, so we're just going to skip to the end of this game because we actually win on base cap. But yeah, this was a great game. We captured 2 bases, and we blocked a boatload at 2,500, and as you can see, we finished top on the team. You're going to notice a reoccurring theme with the IS-4, and that is the fact that almost every game I played in this tank, I was blocking 2,000 to 3,000 damage. And when you think about it, this tank has 2,700 health, and then you're pairing that with 3,000 to 2,000 damage blocked every game, and the fact that people have to load gold to pen you. You add all of that together, and yeah, this tank is like easily 5,000 to 6,000 health. Like, it's crazy. Starting off, this game's not looking too good. We got a Yo with no camo. And he's shooting his shells in the beginning of the game. Well, that sucks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push my IS-4 towards base C. I don't know why I didn't use my super speed boost here, to be honest. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but I will say, the super speed boost is really good and really bad at the same time. The good is that it obviously allows you to get in and out of position faster. The bad is that the super speed boost absolutely screws you over when it comes to a repair kit. You don't have a repair kit if you're running super speed boost. And honestly, I might take off the speed boost, or I might take off the adrenaline. I don't know if it helped me a lot when trying to 3-mark this tank today, because there were a lot of moments where I got permanently tracked and got absolutely cooked because of that. And yeah, you can imagine when you only have one repair kit, and I'm running high-end consumables, which means my cooldowns are much longer. Yeah, it's definitely not great. So we try to get the E50. Dang. And the E50 pens me? Bruh. If you look here, the E50 ricocheted the shell off of my turret, and it penned my hull. I don't even know how. I really don't. But yeah, somehow that happened. Oh, we get a bounce on our rear from a 4005. Interesting. Well, let's aim it on the E50. Oh my god, dude. This gun, it's going to make me mauled. Oh, you can see just how inaccurate the IS-4 gun is on the move. It really is terrible. It might be the worst. I said this on stream. The IS-4 has the worst gun I've ever seen on move. It really does. I don't think I've driven a tank that has a less enjoyable gun to fire than this tank's on the move. So, yeah. The other thing is that you don't have gun depression. So, like, that position there, I was molding during this battle, I'm not going to lie. Because I was only at 800 damage. And I was thinking to myself, wow, this sucks. I don't know what to do here. I don't have the gun depression to really work this spot, but there's nowhere else I can go. And not only that, but, well, we got a Felice. A Felice? I don't know if it's Felice or Felice. I like saying Felice. It just sounds better. Felice. But it might be Feliz Navidad. Either way, we're doing fine here. We got the enemy Felice, and damn, that thing's got such good track armor. I don't even know where that guy penned me, but we're not doing great right now. We're only at 800 damage. We are at half health, and oh, maybe we can pen him in the lower plate. There you go. Not bad. 60 TP bounces me. I don't think they really had an angle on me to begin with. Okay, we're up to 1,200 damage, and we reload. Let's see. We got the 4005. Oh, 4005's turning. Aiming, 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 aiming. Boom. 412. All right, not bad. We're up to 1600 damage now, and we back up. Bruh, ain't no way the 60 snaps that into my lower plate, and with tungsten roll 740. Oh my god. I love the 60 TP. It's one of my favorite tier 10s, and it's because it's a stupid tank. I mean, yeah, but hey, the 60 shot, so I can aim on the 4005, take him out of the game. Now we back up and we reload. We're up to 2,000 damage now, which isn't bad. Let's see. Got the enemy 60 TP in front. Boom. Nice 525 max roll, and the 60 bounces me. This is where the 60 starts to mold. And I don't really care, because I'm going to just sit here. I'm going to wait, and boom. The weakest point of the 60 is definitely the cutouts on the side. Yeah, you can see in chat, F you! Like, what? I'm doing my job. Oh, look, you bounced me. Womp, womp. So we reload again. 60's crying. I just say cry in chat. I don't really care. He thinks he's going to be able to get in the cover. Nope. Bye-bye. And just like that, we blocked 3,730 damage in this game. We've dealt 3,561. We've gotten 2 kills. We load a gold shell on the IS-7. 3,875 damage. And teammate gets the kill. I'm not sure how we aced this game. We did. We aced it with 3,800 damage. And I'm not really sure how. Maybe blocking does actually give you XP, because I'm not sure. We got a lot. We got 406 gunmark XP in this game. And I'm going to assume it's because Steel Wall receive at least 11 hits and a minimum of 1,000 HP potential damage. I'm going to assume that's why. But yeah, I mean, we received a lot. With 3,700 damage block, plus we only had like 500 or 600 health left. That means combined, we had over 5,000 hit points in this game that we sucked away from the enemy. Like, think about that. You would not have been able to do that in the previous IS-4. And we still had a pretty good game in terms of damage and everything else. But yeah, I am really weirded out by how we were able to get so much XP, because I didn't do too much damage. I didn't get too much in ally support. Maybe it's just active action, whatever the hell that is. I don't know. Either way, I'll take it. That brings us over to Vineyards. This Vineyards game was a pretty chill one. And we actually had a couple really good games on Vineyards. But the nice thing about Vineyards is that you just drive your tank to the mid, right? I use my speed boost and I get right here. And this spot is so good for the IS-4. Because when you're here, there's really nothing that anybody can do to counter you. Now, oh my god, again, this gun, it's so bad. If you're not fully aimed in, you really just want to die when you're driving this thing. I had a couple mauled moments, and wow, that BZ hits me. I was pretty salty, but at least we hatched the enemy Conf Panzer. But yeah, I was like, okay, BZ. That thing, I just can't believe he snapped that into my turret. It's whatever. I can't get mad at him for hitting the shot, you know? It's just, it can be a little frustrating when somebody hits that. So we're up to 710 damage, and I don't know what to do. We got the BZ still sitting there. Oh, there's an IS-4 there? Why? Like, what does that spot do for you? I don't know. Alright, well, we got the V4, and aiming. It was funny, in chat, I kept asking chat, you know, why is the IS-4 struggling so much to get, like, consistent damage out? And somebody replied, and it made a lot more sense to me once my brain started thinking. Somebody said, well, that's because your aiming time sucks. And I was like, wait, you're right. Because this thing has a 6-second aiming time, even though you might have 2,500 DPM on paper, which is fine. I mean, it's the same DPM as the Conf Panzer 70. The thing is, you take 8 years to aim. And when you're taking 8 years to aim, and you're missing shots, that takes your effective DPM from, like, 2,500 to, like, 2,000. So, that's really the big problem you'll run into with this vehicle. Now, we got the V4. Oh... But yeah, like every time you try to snap a shot in this thing, it just misses. I know some of you might say, well, don't snap shots. And yeah, obviously. But at the same time, you miss every shot you don't take. And there were a lot of moments here where, like that one there, I had the whole side of the IS-4 turret. I loaded gold, and it went low and hit the only part that would bounce. Like, this gun, if you're not fully aimed in, really just makes you want to die sometimes. It does. It's very frustrating. But to be honest, so did the old IS-4 gun. I didn't like either version of the IS-4's gun. I remember specifically last time I played it on live stream, I kept missing shots when I had to turn it. It just wasn't fun. So I do wish that Wargaming would buff the on-movement dispersion just a little bit on this tank. I think it would still be totally fine. It would stop you from having to sit there and wait 8 years for your shots to hit. But when you are in a frontline position, which is what this tank's meant to do, that's when it starts to really feel amazing. Now, we get shot in the side by a 62A, and that's not great. So I decide, screw it, I'm putting on speed boost. And, yeah, I wanted to go over, but then we got the XM back here. I want to push that XM off, and, all right, now we can go over. The XM backed up. Let's go, let's go. All right, we got one shell into the BZ. We ram the BZ. Boom. That's another 126 damage. We're up to 3,300, and we get another pen into the upper plate of the BZ. And at this point, I'm like, okay, yeah, this guy's dead, so I'm not going to waste my time on him. I'm going to now move over towards the XM6XF. Go, go, go. Oh my god, this thing is so slow now. Go! We're almost there, and we drive up the ridge. I load gold. Ah, dang. I didn't expect that to pen, but... Oh, we got shot in the side. Oh, we got shot in the lower plate. We're down to 82 health. But, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to load a gold shell. I'm going to pen the XM right in the turret. And, boom, we get the ram, taking him out of the game. We get a kill. We deal 4,200 damage. We assist 1,600. We block 1,800. And you pair all these things together, and you're looking at another golden M. Yeah, this thing just really dominated most of the games that it went into. The only problem that I was having when trying to 3-mark it was that, especially later in the stream, we were doing really good in the first half of the stream. I think I played about 30 games, and I was sitting at like 3,600 average damage. My average damage went to about 3,500 by the time we finished. And we were doing fine, but what ended up happening was there was a group of players that we kept going up against. It was probably about 8 players, all of which were 60-plus percenters, and the problem was there wasn't enough people online. So every battle I loaded into was the same group of players, and it basically felt like skill-based matchmaking. When you're trying to perform better than 95% of players, and you have those 95% of players in your matches every single game, it's not easy to deal a lot of damage. And you're actually going to see one of those games where the entire beginning, I was literally saying it's basically like I'm playing a comp battle, because it was just me up against a bunch of other hull-down tanks. But this game here, this one I don't think we ace. I don't remember. We'll find out. No, actually, I think we do ace this one. But this game here is like the prime example of peak IS-4 now. This is where the IS-4 feels insane. You can see, by the way, when it does get fully aimed in, it does hit its shots. You just have to wait 8 years. But yeah, this is where the IS-4 really dominates, because we got the concept, we got the VK. I'm looking around on the map. I can see both tank destroyers spotted on the other side over there. So I'm like, screw it, I'm going to move up. So we get a pen into the concept. I put on my adrenaline. We got 26 seconds of adrenaline now, which takes my DPM from 2,500 to like 2,900, which is very nice. Get another pen into the VK-72. We're up to 2,000 damage now. And, I mean, they're screwed. What do? They can't reliably pen me. And in return, because this tank has such a front-mounted turret, I can poke really easily, get the shot out, and back up. So, we've already done a lot of damage here. Get another pen into the enemy concept. Oh, we got a bounce from the enemy lion. They can't see my lower plate anyway, so not sure why they were even shooting out that angle, but not bad. Not bad. We aim it on the concept, and I was like, wait, why am I even bothering trying to pen this guy? Just load HE and kill him. So, we're up to 2,880 damage now. Let's move up a little bit more. Get shot in the side for 590. I don't even know what shot me in the side. I'm going to guess the grill, but it hurt pretty hard either way. I am so sick of going up against 4005s. I'll be totally real. I'm so sick of going up against them. So I remember telling chat, I said, screw it, guys. I'm putting on my speed boost. I'm taking this freaking player out of the game. I'm not dealing with a 4005. So I push up and boom. No more 4005 to deal with. They're gone. And that places us over 3,000 damage. And as I said, the IS-4 still got some pep in its step. This thing can it can accelerate pretty quickly when you got that speed boost active. But, this gun, dude. Every time you need it to just give you a little bit of luck, it just screws you over. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Let's aim it on the lion. Let's see, are they going to overpoke? Nope. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Show me your hull. No! Oh, it was this close. It was that close. And then, of course, the E6 just YOLOs him after I shoot. So we get our shell back here, and we get a nice shot. 405. Okay. Let's reload. 736 health on the line. I'm a little worried about the grill, because I know that they're off to my my right over there. Or actually, my left. Sorry. My lefts and rights. So let's reload. Well, not reload, but let's aim. So you're going to see this here, right? Pretty easy shot, I would say, on that line. I wait for it to basically fully aim, and it misses, dude. It misses. This gun, seriously, it seriously got me so mad on some of these games. But again, like the armor, Get a bounce from the grill. 580 blocked. That's 2,000 damage blocked now. And I see the minnow over here, and I said, screw it. I'm going to shoot the minnow. Even if the grill hits me, I'm going to shoot him. But, oh, this isn't looking good. Oh, it just went from decently healthy to not too healthy. Okay, well, you know what? The minnow's driving out in the open, and not really sure why, but he's dead now. Let's see. We got the grill left, we got the lion, and we have a T100 LT, who I haven't seen in a very, very long time. Well, we get a nice shot into the grill. We get another bounce in the track wheel. That's 3,080 damage block now. We got the T100 on my rear. Gonna try and ignore that T100. Let's see. The grill's probably gonna back up. And, you know what? I'm just gonna shoot. That shell went exactly where I aimed. That right there was one of those few moments of Stalin accuracy. And it did pen the grill, as you can see. Get a nice shot into the T100 for a little bit of damage there. I'm not really sure what this T100 was doing, but he would rather drive into a 4005 than an IS-4, and we didn't get the second shot out, so oh well. I was hoping we would get a little bit more damage, but we ended up dealing 4,929. I was hoping I could get the grill, but I didn't. But either way, we brought this game back, right? Our team wasn't looking too hot there for a moment, but we blocked an insane amount of damage, and we did a lot of damage at 5,400. As I said, almost every game I played in this tank, I was blocking 2,000 to 3,000 damage, and it really felt insane. Like, to get that many bounces, it's pretty crazy. This game here is another peak IS-4 battle. This was really the most IS-4 game I can really describe, right? When I think of an IS-4, I think of a vehicle side scraping, dealing with other heavies. And the problem with the current meta, and I'm hoping that it changes a bit now that the new update got released, but the problem for a while with the meta is that mediums were always spammed. And because of that, you very rarely went up against heavies. And even today, there were a lot of matches where we were going up against mediums after mediums after mediums. It wasn't fun. But this match here was really the ideal match for the IS-4. So we start by getting a shell into the enemy fleets. The fleetche. I don't know. Either way, we get a shot into that player. And now we got a 183 poking. And, bro, I hate 183s. We all hate 183s. They suck. Nobody wants to deal with it. And it doesn't matter how good my side armor is. I don't want to test it. But I know that the E5 is kind of in the way of the 183, so I'm going to poke. Get a nice shot into the E5. Okay, that's 860 damage now. I'm going to start side scraping. And because this thing has buff side armor, I can actually quite reliably get bounces. There you go. We got a bounce from the E5. Bounces off my track wheel. And that's 1,200 damage dealt now. Put on my adrenaline. We aim it on the E5 again. Boom. Another shot. 525. That's 1,700 damage dealt now. We've taken off half that E5. They haven't shot me once. So aim it on the E5 again. Get another pen. The E5 shoots me, but here's the thing. As you can see, that is a heat shell marker. So the E5... Oh, it disappeared because we're aiming in sniper mode. But either way, the E5 shooting me with heat. Every single shot they're firing at my tank is premium. Which means their alpha damage goes from, like, 400 to, 340. So they're hitting me for 340. I'm hitting them back for 420 every single time. And not only that, but I've already blocked 800. So I'm already up to 3k damage at this point. Like, they can't do anything to counter me. Same for this enemy fleets, right? They shoot me, I shoot them back, I get a max roll, and we win the trade. So we're up to 3,400 damage. I still have 1,300 health left. And because of that, like, this is peak IS-4 gameplay. This is what I envision when I think of the ideal IS-4 battle. It's you brawling a bunch of other heavies and kind of just crapping on them. So we get a shot into the enemy 183. And the other thing is, when you're dealing with heavies, you don't need to aim quickly, you don't need the snapshots, right? You get plenty of time to aim in. And that's what's nice about the IS-4 in a situation like this. This is where you just get to chill. You get to actually do your job without having your gun miss every other shot you fire. So the 183 shoots. I was going to kill the 183, but whatever. We'll just aim it on the Fleet J hatch. Boom, 374. And at this point, I'm like, well, it's over. I'm just going to put on my speed boost, and maybe I'll be able to get a shell into the fleece. Let's go, let's go. And... Aiming. Nice. 437, which places us at 5,061 damage. We didn't get any kills, and we didn't block a crazy amount. This was the only game out of the 9 that I'm showcasing today, which we did not end up acing. But it was still a really good game, and I think that this really was the peak IS-4 battle. Out of all the games I played today, this was the most enjoyable. It was just a chill experience from start to finish. With that being said, let's move on to the next battle, bringing us to Naval Frontier. Naval Frontier it's an okay map. The thing is, we're fast enough to at least make the crossing, so I don't have to worry too much about being shot in the side, right? I mean, as you can see, I'm literally tied with my concept for getting into position. And the concept goes 45, so, like, the IS-4 is not slow. There's probably people that are thinking, oh, it's slow now, but it's not really that slow as long as you take advantage of speed boost. Alright, well, we got the Super Conquer, and, okay, well, the stupid frickin' Christmas decorations in the way, but we do manage to hatch the Super Conch, dealing 345 damage. Concept kind of gets in my way, but that's fine. We'll just move up a little bit. Alright, we've dealt 345. We got the Yag. Let's aim it on. They angle last second. I hate when German tanks do that. And everybody knows what I'm talking about. You'll be like aiming at the side of a Yag Tiger, and then the thing will just turn it like Mach 9 at the last second and ricochet your shell. It's a little lame, but it's fine. We've dealt 760 damage. We haven't bled anything. And this is a really good spot here, because obviously it hides my lower plate. And even if the upper plate is a pen, the thing you have to remember is they have to load gold to pen my upper plate, which means that I'm still winning the trade. So we got the Yag over here. Yag bounces my turret. This is one of those few tanks that I'm not worried about a Yag. You know, there's a lot of tanks where a Yag Panzer staring at you. You're like, I don't know if I want to poke that. I don't care in this tank. I really don't. The Yag will not pen me. The turret on this thing is so freaking good. So at this point, I activate my speed boost. I see the AMX over here. Dude's actually AFK. So I was like, well, if he's AFK, I'm going to just farm him. So I get one shell into the AMX, and we can see that my teammate's moving up. So I'm just going to get one more pen. 3, 2, 1, boom. And then my 114 gets the shot into him. He's dead. At this point, I'm trying to think, okay, what do I want to do here? Do I want to push the Jagdpanzer? Do I want to try and farm the Type 71 from the rear? And I said, screw it. I'm going to push past all that. I'm going to ignore the Type 71. We actually get a bounce on the side, which is nice. But I'm going to ignore all that. I'm going to push over here. We're going to try and take out the enemy Super Conch. So there you go. We get a nice shot. I was hoping we could track him and stop him from traversing, but no, we don't track him. But that's fine. We've already blocked 1100 damage this game. We get a pen into the Super Conch. They pen me back, but again, they're loading gold. Every time somebody wants to pen this thing through the track wheel, it's just so hard to reliably cut through it. So we got the Yag. I load a gold shell. Because this thing has so much premium pen, it's just so hard to reliably pen it. So there you go. We get a bounce from the Super Conch. And then we're going to aim it on the Yag, because obviously the Yag is a much more dangerous tank. Super Conch is, well, not much of a threat. Let's just put it like that. We angle, and there you go. We get another bounce. So 2,000 damage blocked now. That leaves us with the enemy 268. My speed boost is back, so I'm going to use my speed boost and try and get to the 268. Nothing else is in my peripheral view, so there you go. Nice shot into the 268 for 417. We're up to 4,000 damage now. And the 268 cannot pen me at this angle, so they have to drive all the way up to shoot me. I've already taken 880 health off them. I don't care if they shoot me. They gotta load gold. Again, every single time this player shoots me, instead of dealing 700 damage, they're dealing, 600. So they're losing their damage, and I'm max rolling this guy. It's just such a big dub. Again, loads another gold shell. So my health goes so much further. Now, this shot here, I don't understand how this missed. Somebody tell me how that misses. You ready? How? How does that miss? How? How does that miss, bro? That was a perfectly aimed shot. I fired, like, literally dead center mass, and the game's like, and then just misses. Like, are we serious? I'm assuming that it's server lag, which means when you press the fire button, the server's slow and stupid and doesn't keep up with you, but it's really irritating because we would have done 5,600 damage and we would have gotten 3 kills. But either way, a pretty good game. We get an ace, and yeah, a great example of where the IS-4 just doesn't give a crap about what's placed in front of it. We got 3 more games, and trust me, you'll want to stick around for the last game because that one is actually insane. It is probably the highest damage I've dealt in the IS-4 in a very, very long time. So, what do we have up against us? AMX 50B, Concept, Lion, E6. Oh, that's a lot of dangerous vehicles. They got 3 heavies, 1 medium, 3 tank destroyers. The 4005 spam is unreal, dude. It's absolutely unreal. And it's been pretty painful to go up against the amount of 4005s we have been. But here we go. We got the 50B, and oh, why is there a 50B and E6 just right here? Not sure, but I'm going to back up. I'm glad that I didn't use my speed boost because it allowed me to get into cover really quickly, so that actually really ended up helping me. Get another pen into the 50B. We've blocked 800 damage now. We got our adrenaline cooking, so we're going to aim it on the 50B again. I'm not going to H it. I'm just going to go for a good old reliable pen. And just like that, we're up to 1200 damage already. So we got the E6. I'm going to poke the E6. And boom. E6 golds me. And again, like you can see, that's a gold shell right on my tank. They're just forced to load gold to pen me. And in return, I can just fire AP. So every time I'm winning those trades. Now, I think we actually low rolled that one. But in general, with the 420 alpha, whenever you're up against a tank that has 400 alpha and they're loading gold, you're winning that trade. There you go. Nice little snapperoonie into that 4005. 2,100 damage now. Okay. Let's see. Not much is going on over here. And the thing is, I'm really, really nervous. I actually make a big mistake on that E6. I didn't think that E6 was going to cross because they saw me spotted last year. So I started looking somewhere else. And I make a mistake. I accidentally press... You can see there's the 2 green circles. I accidentally press my auto-aim button, and I didn't mean to do that. And because that, it caused me to fumble the shot. So that was on me. Bit of a bummer, but oh well. Now we got the 50B on us. I'm going to move up so the 50B can't pen me. We load an HE. Oh, great. Now we got the Lion on me. Bruh. And we got the Concept. Oh my god. This is awful. We got every single player on the enemy team against me. The Lion dumps his clip. So good job, I guess, dude. That shell, tragic. But yeah, the Lion dumped its clip to shoot me. So I got about 15 seconds to figure out what I want to do before that Lion starts getting its DPM back. So what am I going to do here? Well, 50B dies from our 4005. That's nice. Now, the Concept's on my side. And I put on my speed boost and I say, I'm getting the hell out of here. Screw that. So we get a bounce from the Concept. I get a second bounce. I angle it properly. And we've blocked 2,300 damage now. And we get a snap into the 6 track wheel. 3,400 damage. Okay, sweet. We're doing pretty good so far. The Concept is in a pretty exposed spot. Oh, I missed by this much. Oh, this gun makes me want to maul, dude. It really does. All right, well... I was really hoping I could shoot that Concept, but my 114 just had to die in that angle. I went for it anyway, but it obviously didn't hit. Huh. Our team right now is looking okay, right? We got 5 versus 6 tanks, but the Concept's pretty low. The 6 isn't super healthy. The enemy Hori isn't super healthy, so they got a lot of low health tanks. You think to yourself, oh, we're doing pretty good right now, but this IS-7 is about as dumb as a doorknob. Bro is not paying attention at all and just allows the Concept to drive right to his side and kill him. So that sucks. I'm over here and trying to figure out what I want to do. Maybe we can hit the Lion. No, my 4005 drives into me. Huh. Well, let's reload again. 3, 2, 1, and alright, let's aim it on the E6. Nice. Tracking shell as well. I wanted to lock him down. Let's angle. There you go. But, oh, of course. Of course. 640 pen. I don't even know what hit me. I don't think it was the 268. Actually, we can see it wasn't the 268. It was the frickin' 4005. The APCR shell is right there on my upper plate. I hate 4005s. I really do. They just never miss. I don't know why Wargaming did not nerf the accuracy of that gun by a substantial amount, giving it a 150 millimeter. But what do I know? We're at 3,800 damage right now. We get a pen into the enemy 268, and I'm not really too worried about this Concept. He bounces me once, he pens the other, low rolls it, and I see the Lion over here. I'm going to aim in, boom, Lion's gone. Okay, we're up to 4,600 damage. My teammate, not my teammate, but my teammate in the 4005 gets the kill, but it's still not looking great here. 4005's driving up, we're aiming on the 4005. 4005 misses. Yes, I probably should have shot at the 268, but at the same time, I don't think it really would have mattered. I need to bleed out this 4005. They need to be a one-shot for me, and they are now. So that's pretty important, right? So we're at 5,500 damage. 4005's 350 health. The 268 is a one-shot. This is a pretty crazy carry that we have here, right? The problem is, I know that this 4005 is a decent player because they're in purple. So they're smart enough to know what HE is. And I've only got 40 health. So 268 drives over here. We load a gold shell. We pen the 268. What I should have done at this moment is I should have activated my super speed boost, and I should have reversed as fast as I could that way. But that's obviously in retrospect. Honestly, I don't think it would have mattered. There's no way I would have been fast enough to get into cover after killing that 268. But yeah, it's whatever. I tried my best. 4005 kills us with an HE shell. We ended up doing pretty good. We did 5,600 damage. We blocked 3,000 damage. We got an ace even with a defeat, and yeah, we did pretty dang good. I mean, heck, my mark went up 2% in this game, bringing me to 91.27. So you can see just how good of a game that was. But at the end of the day, sometimes your teams aren't too good. That brings us to Oasis. Now, this game here was that matchmaking I was talking about. Up against us, we have Aura Farm, which is that same player who was just in the line. It's a 64%er. We have Pinky in the Ponda clan, who's like a 60%er. And then we also have Muppet, who's like a 65%er. So we got 3 players on the enemy team, all solid. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Let me resize the game really quickly. There you go. But yeah, we got 3 players on the enemy team that are all decent at the game. And the problem is, you're in a situation where I told chat, I said, what's going to happen here is I'm going to drive over to the corner at base A, and we're going to sit hull down and fight 3 other tanks hull down. That's going to be our battle. And lo and behold, we make it to the corner, and look at that, a VZ-55. Okay, well, aiming on the VZ, and we bounce because it hits the gun. Okay. The IS-4's heat shell velocity is pretty dang awful, so trying to hit shells with your heat, it can be a little tricky. So aiming again. Oh, this gun, it's so bad. All right, well, that's 2 misses. How many misses can we count here? Type 71, fall back, and then drives in front of me. Like, what? What do you mean, dude? All right, let's aim it again. Oh, dude, come on, game, come on. The thing is, they can't even pen me. You can't pen a hull down IS-4. You can't. So I don't even have to worry about them shooting me, all right? Oh, this gun, this gun, this gun, this gun, this gun, this gun, this gun. Okay, reload. Here we go again. We have the VZ, and we'll just go for the yo. Bro! I'm losing my mind. What's that, like 5, 6 shots now that we've missed? It's been 1 minute and 30 seconds. We haven't done a single bit of damage. Now, neither have they. I mean, as I said, this is what happens when you go up against skilled players. You stare at each other and do literally nothing. And that's what we've been experiencing here. Nobody's done anything. I mean, they've bled out my type, but I haven't done anything to them. But there you go. Our first penetrating shell, dealing 434 damage. All right, not bad. Let's reload again. And at this point, I'm looking and I'm like, wait, the yo left. The thing is, patience is key sometimes. That yo thought, oh, I can't pen the hull down IS-4. So why waste my time dealing with that when I can just leave? And in theory, that was a good decision. In reality, probably not, because that screwed over the VZ. You can't leave your homie hanging, you know? So at this point, I'm like, screw it, I'm just going to shoot the grill. And I have to back up because the 183 is looking at me. But thankfully, my speed boost is still active, so the 183 misses. So we've blocked 2,600 damage at this point. Then I'm like, okay, I'm going to get sideways here and try and help out my teammate in the Type 71. So that's what I do. I get 1 shell into the VZ, but this still isn't looking great. We got a yo. Ooh, the yo misses. The yo tried to shoot me and hit the type, and then he shoots me again. That yo screwed over their team. That yo should have gone for the type, because then it would have allowed the VZ to start shooting at me and the 268 version 4. But because that yo didn't simply overpoke, now the yo is in a situation where my type is still alive. The VZ and V4 are wasting their time to try and kill my type, which gives me the ability to move up a bit and now start farming out these players as well. So I say, I'll just shoot the V4. There you go. And the thing is, I got 1,900 health. I'm not worried about this yo. And especially with my 50B over here now, I'm not worried at all. It's not, you know, anything. Nothing's a threat. So, oh, bruh, my 50B eats the shot. Oh, that's so disappointing. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. We're going to get the kill on the 268. And there you go. He backs up. Easy shot. Now we're going to move up a little bit more. Okay, we put on my speed boost so I can accelerate up this hill faster. And, you know, I was thinking to myself, well, screw it. Just going to load a gold shell, pen the yo, back up really quickly. And the yo is actually going to go for the 50B. 50B kills the yo. Bye-bye. We got the grill. Bye-bye. 3,700 damage dealt now. There's 2 tanks left. We got the 60 TP and the VZ-55. So, let's move up. There's the VZ, and there's the 60. I don't want to shoot the 60 right now. Let me clear the VZ. Pretty easy shot, right? It's just... It's like every opportunity this gun has to piss me off, it takes full advantage of. Like, are we serious? All right, let's reload. 3, 2, 1, boom. All right. And we got Muppet left. Muppet was actually kind enough to give me the clear here. I was a little salty, but Muppet was nice and gave me the shot instead of allowing the rest of the team to kill him. So we ended up dealing 4,173 damage. What? We got 4 kills. And the reason I really wanted to show this game was because, like you can see, even against other skilled players, the IS-4 can still get a lot done. 3,050 damage blocked, top on the team. Like, the IS-4 just really feels fantastic when you're able to get this thing hauled down. And that brings us to the final game. by far the best game. This was the final game it took me to 3-mark this vehicle. We were stuck at about 92 to 93% for about an hour. And it was mainly because, as I mentioned, we kept getting games where my team sucked. In fact, I'm going to show you guys a battle after this one. And it is going to be the complete opposite of this game. It is going to be the worst team you have ever seen in your entire life. But I want to show it because it will illustrate the experience that I was having while trying to mark this vehicle. But this game, this game made up for it in spades. So what do we have up against us here? We got a 50B, AMX M4, E100. Okay, that's 3 heavies there. And then they also have an Emil too. So that's 4 heavies. That's already great. Then we got a Yag Tiger and a 2.6A version 4. Speaking of the Yag Tiger, they just went right through my turret. Like, they literally just went right through the turret cheek. Like, huh? Okay. Dude's built different. I try to shoot the AMX. Unfortunately, the shell misses by just a wee bit. That's fine. That's fine. We reload. Got the line over there. Let's aim it on the E100 track wheel. Oh my god. E100 just HEs me in return. Bruh. Does 400 damage. HE is so annoying. It is. Because, like, what's the point of actually angling and having good armor if you can just splash somebody for, 80% of what they're doing in return? So, we aim it on the 100 again, and... dang, shell misses. Alright, it's fine. We didn't get penned by the HE. I think he hit my gun or something, so... didn't really do much damage to me. Alright, we've dealt 900 damage so far. And it's a slow game so far, right? Not much is going on. We got nothing at base. I mean, we know the lines over there. There's the 100. The 100 shoots me again for 340. Bruh. And he kills my driver. So, I can't move now. Thankfully, the spot I'm in is already quite good, so I don't really need to fix my driver just yet. But still, it's pretty annoying that the C-100 is just kind of crafting on us with HE shells, right? It's like the anti-skill button. But we're doing okay. We've only bled 1,000. We've done 1,700 in return. If we can keep that up, we're doing totally fine. E100's not going to poke. We know that the line's at base B, and I'm still worried that that Yag Tiger's sitting in the back. Oh, never mind. The Yag Tiger just got spotted. That's huge. The Yag Tiger getting detected means that I can now move up without having to worry about being shot. So I get a shell into the line. That's good. That breaks us over 2,000 damage. But our team's not doing amazing here. Let's aim it on the 100. Boom. Okay, nice 442. That's 2,600 damage. You can see that our team's not super healthy here. The grill's pretty low. The Destiny, it's a Destiny. They're useless. And we got a 113 GFT who just got nuked. So it's not looking great. I load a gold shell. And unfortunately, it hits the track wheel. I should have fired AP. Would have killed him. I also thought about shooting HE. There were multiple options I had. And I picked the worst one of the 3. But, oh well. We have the Yag Tiger. And I'm like, okay, my Karo is going to try and fight this Yag Tiger. I need to help this Karo out. So I'm going to push over here. I'm going to aim it on the Yag Tiger, and oh my god, this gun, dude. And the problem is, now I know that there's tanks that are going to be on my rear, so I need to move up over here. So I aim it on the Yag Tiger really quickly, and I get a pen. Okay, the Yag Tiger bounces me. Not too surprised, but uh-oh, there's an E100 on my rear. I'm tracked. I need to move up. So I move up a little bit, and I'm just going to get another quick snap. Boom. There you go. Another pen into the IS-4. I shouldn't have stopped there, to be honest, but it's fine. It's fine. Maybe it's not fine. Oof, 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 oof. I honestly thought at this point that it was cooked anyway, so I was just kind of getting pretty salty. But that was a bad play for me. I should have just pushed down the hill, but I really wanted to help my Karo, because I knew that if my Karo died, I was cooked. So I said, screw it, I'll sacrifice some of my health and help the Karo with the Yag Tiger. And I think that that actually won us the game. So we get a shell into the 50B. 4,000 damage dealt now. They have 3 tanks left, and they're up on base cap. But base B is right in front of me, and if worst comes to worst, I can always push into that base. Got the V4 in front of me. Boom. Nice shell into the 2.6A version 4. Now, this E100 is a big problem. They're running the big gun, and, well, if they pen me, they'll kill me. They don't pen me. Thank God. Okay, we get the bounce. And now, we get to the side of the E100. The Karo, not really sure what the Karo's doing, to be honest, but it's fine. It's fine. We aim it on the side of the E100. Boom. E100's dead. We can see the AMX M4, and both the AMX M4 and 2.6A V4 are going to try and push this Karo. So I'm aiming on the rear of the V4. Yes! 906 ammo rack. To be fair, probably wouldn't have mattered too much. We would have brought him down to a one-shot, and the next shell probably would have killed him. But it's still really nice that we got the ammo rack. The Karo is now up against the AMX M4. We are going to aim it on the AMX. Aiming, and let's go for the turret. There you go. 422. AMX kills my teammate. We have enough health, though, to take a shell from this AMX. So let's just aim it on the corner. Boom. There you go. 240 damage clear. 7,100 damage. 4 kills, and we blocked over 3,000 damage. Such a good example of the IS-4's capabilities. 3,055 damage blocked. As I said, almost every game I played in this thing, it blocked an insane amount of damage. We, in this game alone, were able to go up 1.65%, giving my IS-4 the final push it needed to get the 3rd mark. Not an easy game, but definitely one that was worth the pain and suffering of the previous battles. That is actually my highest damage ever dealt in the IS-4. You guys can't see it because my face is blocking it, but that is officially the highest damage I've ever dealt in the IS-4. And we also did pretty good in win rate. We went over 70%. So in general, yeah, pretty fun tank. Now that I don't have to 3-mark it anymore, I can also not try hard in it and actually just have a fun experience. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.